Pick a card, not them missing you, not that we care. Here are your selections, and I will see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Tough Doll Tarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1, you chose this lovely image on the right hand side. Now, the downloads that I got as I was observing this little image is that the statue has pastel pink in the background. This person, the statue, is pretty dapper, overdressed. I feel like with this title that we're doing today, Not Them Missing You, Not That We Care, they pretend to have a nonchalant life, like they don't really even care about what transpired between you guys. They don't think about you, that kind of a thing. A little bit as if they're too good for you as well. This person can have really nice kicks, take care of their shoes really well. I've seen somebody like polishing the edges so that they just are always white and spiffy and nice looking, that kind of a thing. They even might have lied on you, saying that he or she left you, or that you're a horrible person, that they don't care about you, that kind of a thing. This person is, what they're saying basically is that they are full of class and that everything else is below their pay grade. They overdress. This person just does too much, to be perfectly honest. Now, not them missing you, not that we care. This is a tongue-in-cheek reading. It's meant to be fun, lighthearted. If you don't want to hear anything about your exes, click off. I have other videos you can view. In fact, I also have another channel called PsychicMD where you are welcome to peruse my videos. I have over 700 of them. While you're at it, please go ahead and feel free to enter both giveaways. They are in the community tabs on each channel. I don't know why I'm doing this, but here we are. Pile number 1, the Wheel of Fortune. So things might be going pretty well with this person. They might be a little bit on an upsweep. Seems like they have people cheering them on. Maybe they're coming into a little bit of money. I don't feel like it's a lot, but things are feeling a little bit on the up and up. And actually just notice this rainbow. So it seems like they're following, you know how they say there's a rainbow at the end. Wait, there's a pot. There's a pot at the end of the rainbow, a pot of money. Okay, I'm thinking, but who knows? I don't know. So I'm just going to say this person might be a mechanic. They might have a dog. They might have a family, that kind of thing, because that's the vibe that I'm getting right here. Or they might simply have a blue-collar job, but really love to dress up. And image is definitely a thing with them, okay? So not them missing you. Not that we care. We want to explore a little bit about their current life. And again, other readings here for you, babe, if you don't like this kind of read. The Sun. Okay, so things are in the up and up. They're looking kind of fine right now. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We have the butterfly right here. Things have changed. Things are changing up. We see the clouds parting for them. And I feel like they're, you know, because what comes up must come down and vice versa. So I feel like they may have just undergone a period of time where it seemed like everything was swallowing their coin. I see this cloud is a big old snake with another cloud in its mouth that looks like a coin. And right here, it's being referenced a coin that almost looks like a coin to me. So I'm going to say that they may have come into a little bit of money, or that work is panning out, or they may have gotten raised recently, okay? Things are looking up. They're feeling pretty darn good about life, about how they are doing. Let's see what's going on. Don't get mad at me just yet. Plenty of time for that now. What? 10 of Blades. Okay. Well, that's an unexpected turn. Not them missing you. Not that we care. Their current life right now, it seems like... We're going to look some more at these cards because obviously it's contrasting what this is saying. But they could be under surveillance. They could have been caught doing something really kind of dumb, or they are headed that way. So I'm going to say that they have a lot of fears, a lot of like distress. She's covering her head. Even the cat is attacking this person. And there's some, you know, it's almost like barbed wires. I mean, they could have been in the penitentiary. They could have been in jail, spiritual jail. I don't know. But definitely people have come for them and come after them. And they've had a lot of endings. Don't mind my chip polish. I'd be working hard, you guys. So I'm hoping that you guys do like these readings. Let me know what you're thinking about them so far. Pile number 1, I feel like this person can dress a little bit young for their age as well, but they've had some quite a bit of distress going on in their lives. I mean, let's see what's going on. Because if things are in the up and up, then things could have been not so good in the not too distant present, if that makes sense. All right, so let's see what's going on here. The Ten of Blades is endings and betrayals and things not going your way. And then we have like the backstabbers, right? So they could have been backstabbed. They could have been caught in surveillance doing something that they had no business doing, by the way. Gosh, this cat almost for a minute looked like a person rising from the ground up. I feel like also they could be haunted by their past. And I don't know if that includes you just yet, right? We're just taking a peek, seeing what's up, being nosy. And by the way, you're going to find that I do different kind of reads because my brain does get bored. So I need to entertain myself as well as you. Hopefully that's okay. But again, there are other videos and other readers if you don't like. I totally get it. We have the Ten of Coins right here. I feel like they're tending to their family, that kind of a thing. But I also feel like maybe they could have gotten a small windfall. I don't feel like it's any more than maybe 6 grand. It was small, unexpected something. They could have children, like younger children. Dogs as well. Yeah. Interesting. So family's being portrayed here. Family is very important to this person. But we're going to see, because I feel like this person's more on the superficial. What's going on here? The Ten of Coins, yeah, depicts kind of a happy life, happy wife, that kind of a thing. And things could have been on the rocks. Maybe they're coming out of a slump. What's going on? Not them missing you. Not that we care. Wink, wink. The Ten of Cups. Family, family. Okay, so tens are being repeated. Whenever we get the tens, it reduces to 1. I'm going to say that they're about to launch into a new beginning. And this is all looking very positive, which is really kind of interesting and not what I expected. And, you know, I'm not wishing the demise on anyone. I'm just being nosy right here. So we have right here kind of a celebration. We have the river. I hear the river of life, right? And we have the rainbow. And this represents promises of things not being destroyed once again. Maybe they underwent a really rough time and they are on the upswing and they're overcoming and they're paying maybe their last payment on this big debt. Something that they miscalculated or they did intentionally that wasn't right, okay? Now, we're going to see what other cards, because this is kind of a wild reading so far. Not them missing you. Not that we care. Yep, here we go. The battles. The battles, the challenges. I feel like they have actually ticked off quite a few people. And they have a battle within, which is usually why you find that people battle on the outside. People fight with other people if they are not content within themselves. And it's interesting because it's not like fight to the death or anything, but they could have really angered and upset someone who wanted to come after them in a very physical way. Like, not good. We're going to look at that in just a moment. 6 of Hearts. All right, that's what I expected. And I didn't look at these cards beforehand because y'all know my brain gets bored. By the way, I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing as well, or even checking out the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. With the 6 of Hearts right here depicted, we have somebody who is flowing down memory lane, babes. So that's what's going on. This even looks like he's holding a pole, and it seems like this heart is attached, right, to a fishing line, even though there's no attachment right here. And I feel like this is like striding down memory lane. This is thinking about when times were better and things like that, even though they have it pretty good. So their outside life, I feel like, is pretty good, but they have some issues going on here. Internal war, internal fighting, something about surveillance, or maybe they have been caught surveilling. Maybe they were looking at you online. We're going to find out in just a minute. But here, they're definitely going down memory lane. And I feel like this says basically that they feel like they have nothing with which to fish you with. Gosh, that was really hard to say. But they don't have basically, like, you know how you have your fish. I'm not a fisherman, don't judge me. But you have your fishing pole, then your fishing line, then you have your bait and your hook. Well, they have the pole and that's about it. Well, that's ironic, right? We talk about the guy's pole. But anyways, yeah, a couple of euphemisms thrown in for additional information for you. Yeah, I feel like they view you as like very pure, like you made them look spruced up, that kind of a thing, that when you were around, you helped them come out of darkness and that kind of a thing. And I feel like they're haunted because this almost looks like a figure, and I almost see a face right here with an arm extended. So I feel like whatever it is, they feel kind of drawn back to the past on how, maybe even romanticizing, because I feel like things didn't go well with all of this darkness. They could have had some darkness within them that really kind of tore you apart, and maybe that's what this betrayal is. So let's find out a little bit more. Not them missing you. Not that we care. Yeah, the star, they haven't healed. And this came up reversed. So we're going to keep it that way as far as we read it. But pile number 1, I'm just going to say that the star, this is about listening to your own intuition, going within. This is exactly what is hidden when the hermit goes on their own solo voyage to go within to find out, okay, what's going on? What do I need to take with me? What do I need to cut loose? What do I need to change? It's kind of a, not a midlife crisis, but a spiritual, I heard atonement, but I feel like even more than that, it's just an exploration of, okay, what did I leave behind? Because in that, oh my gosh, Grisel, light fixture, lamp, okay, in that lamp that the hermit is carrying in the traditional tarot, there is actually a star within there. And that's actually pretty cool for me, because when you think about it, you journey, you pick something up that you left from behind from the past, something that you desire, and you bring it back into the present, and you are transformed and you are changed. That's the idea anyways, part of it. So I feel like with this star upside down, they haven't been able to really go within or do the work. I feel like they are not transparent, even though I gave this babe right here some YouTube clothing. She was reversed, okay? So I feel like they're not transparent. They're not really allowing their feelings to be known, that kind of a thing. And when they're pouring out, it's almost like it's just messy. It feels messy. Even with the stork right here, it feels like they could have had a child or something like that. And kids are always a blessing, I feel like, regardless what. But there's no healing for this person in this situation. I feel like they're tortured and tormented. That's what that is. What? Another reversed? What is this? 9 of Diamonds. Okay, so this is the 9 of Pentacles, and I have no idea what these words say, but in the traditional tarot, this is about like being fine. This is about being okay with whom you are. Are there 2 hands on here? Just come closer. I don't even know. That looks like there's like extra fingers going on here. I'm like, who's under the table? I don't know. But anyways, what this basically is saying is that, you know, it was reversed. So when it's in the upright, this is, I want to be single, that kind of a thing. When it's reversed, it's like, I don't want to be single. I don't want to let go. I'm not financially independent. I'm not doing as good as I can. And that's a little bit like, you know, pretending. I did feel that pretender vibe with being overdressed. There's nothing wrong with being overdressed, but I feel like it's the pretension, the obsessive desire to look good cosmetically or put up a really good front for other people, and not allow people in on what's going on internally. I feel like that's just a little bit of a poser, pretender. I don't know what you call it. What do kids call it nowadays? Let me know. Drop that in the comments below, eh? So I'm going to say that they're trying to gain a different perspective. And I feel like also Spirit has given them another chance. And it's like, and I'm not saying a chance with you, but we're just looking into their lives. Spirit's giving them another chance for a change, for growth, for a glow up. But they have to handle it just right. They've already hosed a lot of things. Obviously, they've hosed it with you as well. And it is their chance to go ahead and grasp it, should they choose the assignment. Now, we don't know how that's going to turn out, but I want to know a little bit more about what is going on right here. And I promised myself no long readings today because it's been a long day. Pile number 1. Show me what I need to see. Why is the 10 of Blades here, please? Why is this card here with a surveillance, with a backstabbing? They've been caught, what? King of Wands. They've been caught, I heard, being, yeah, excited, like horny. Okay, I just said it. So maybe they were looking at P-O-R-N, corn. I think I'm allowed to say that. But it has something to do with their libido, with their fire. And also, this king appears to be looking towards the left. So this could be looking at images of days gone by. And I feel like it would have to do with you. And probably, I don't know, just in general, looking at other people. I feel like this person is committed in a marriage or in a long-term thing going on here. Look, the king and queen, okay, that makes a couple, right? And I feel like their pareja, their other half, knows about it, knows how they're not healed, how they kind of wish that things were different, even though things are a lot better than they have been in a long time. I feel like she's ready for war. That Queen of Wands isn't messing around. She is not to be trifled with either. Okay, so not them missing you. I feel like this is getting in the way of their connection right here. They want to come through with an apology. Also a child that could have been born in this. You could have a child by them or them. Well, you know, about from that person or vice versa. But whatever the connection is, I definitely feel like there is a desire to make an apology. I'm even seeing this is like a mouth and teeth right here. which is kind of interesting to me. But this knight right here is kind of fantasizing. It's like, can I send my bird to do an apology? And it's looking towards the left, that kind of a thing. But this lady right here that he is with, he, she, I don't read sex, same sex, I don't care. But whoever this other person is, this is on the table. Yep, the Two of Swords. She is making life a bit difficult, shall we say, and that could have to do with this. What is the surveillance thing card? One more, please. One more, and no more after that. The King of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of affection, a lot of love, even like a lot of devotion to your memory, even with the teardrop, even though we know that when you go to prison, that has a whole different meaning, or even on the streets, right? But I feel like this person can have face tattoos or whatever, even a throat that tattoo with wings. And it's interesting because the choice of tattoos on here are wings. So this person values freedom quite a bit, but they keep reminiscing over you. And I feel like that's causing conflict. It's causing a stalemate between them as well, which is kind of interesting. Also, they perceive themselves to be a king or a queen, right? Doesn't make a difference. But this person wants to come towards you and like express how they are feeling, that kind of a thing. So I feel like I'm going to do another part to this. I should have done like what they miss, but not them missing you. Not that we care, but what's going on with this person? Last card for real. Oh goodness. The Nine of Coins. Yeah. Wanting to be single, wanting to get out of a commitment, that kind of a thing. Eight of Coins. Working hard. It's all about the money, honey. Working on that bag. Working on that bag. With the implication that they want to be single. They don't want to be single, with the Nine of Coins reversed on the other card right here. So I feel like at times this person is like, I'm good. And then other times they're like, oh crap, I kind of wish, you know, and they feel a little bit tormented. They feel like they kind of maybe stuck the knife in their own backs, that kind of a thing. Things have ended. They don't want to hear it. And then with a cat, I feel like this has a lot of implication about you. You can be intuitive. You could be always kind of lurking in the back of their minds. Also, I feel like they could be stressed that, oh, here's a bat too. Yes, that you could be like a seer or a psychic or a remote viewer, things like that. And that maybe perhaps you can see and peer into their life. Okay, so that's what I have. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, friends. My name is Griselle with Tuftal Tarot. And pile number 2, I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, you chose this image to the right side of your screen. Now, I had a film on a different day. Just in case you're wondering, things might be looking a little bit different, particularly what I'm wearing as I wear what I feel led to at the moment. Pile number 2, not them missing you, and not that we care. Wink, wink. So pile number 2, the image right over here gives me the impression that this person basks in other people's energy. They're occasionally defiant. This person takes care of their belongings. They're meticulous. They could smell really clean, but little or no cologne, I'm going to say. I mean, could be, could not be. I feel like they're demisexual or sapiosexual. And that was a download I got according to the image. Now, pile number 2, I just want to let you know this is my second channel, so welcome, welcome. And those of you guys that have recently subscribed, well, all of you guys, whoever did, thank you so much as well. Want to let you know this is my second channel. My first one is called PsychicMD, and I do have giveaways on both channels. On my other channel, I have over 700 videos for your viewing pleasure, so you might want to check that out. Moving on. Pile number 2, the Knight of Blades. Look at her face. Even the dog's like, you ain't gonna cut my hair. I'll tell you that much. So interesting, because I feel a little bit like this person takes care of their hair. They might like be super well groomed. They might go to the barber to get their, you know, fade or their line up, their beard trimmed and all that fun stuff. You know, nothing wrong with that. And if it's a female that we're talking about, you know, we're just talking about whoever you would be typically attracted to in a sexual way. So if you're bisexual, same rules apply, right? This person can have an arm tattoo. Again, I feel like they could be a little bit reckless. They could be a little bit wild. They could have kind of a twisted sense of humor to where this person appears to want to like instill fear in his client. And that is just wrong. I mean, it's funny because of the image, but it's just wrong. They could actually do other people's hair. But regardless, I feel like when people trust them with a task or something, I feel like they're edgy about things, okay? So you might want to be really careful. I feel like you've learned that through your experiences, and other people are going to be privileged to have their own lessons with this person, right? Palette number 2. Well, that's not a surprise. We've got the Six of Pentacles right here, and as we can see, another puppy dog. We have this person kind of dressed to the nines or even posing. They're like, oh, everybody hold a glove. I'm, being photographed, that kind of a thing. And we have, I never noticed this before, but it looks like a lamp, or apparently it's not a lamp. It's something that you put money into because it says help. And she looks like maybe she even has, I don't know, some kind of a card, whether it's a credit card or whatnot. But I feel like in this instance, the Six of Pentacles is always about giving. And it's about giving out of your wealth, your means. You're not sacrificing anything. And in this case, this person, I feel like what it's talking about is they could be giving to a multitude of people. But they make it feel like, okay, well, I'm all that. You got to acknowledge me and look at, and I gave to this person. And it reminds me of those, like, those influencers that go out to the street and find somebody who's homeless, and they're like, oh, hey, bruh, what are you doing here? And how long have you been? And, well, let me bless you. And they pull out an envelope with like $1,000, and they're going through all the bills, and they're doing it in public, just, for show and for views. And while I do appreciate the gesture, it does make me wonder, would you still be doing it with no camera present, no uploading, and no likes or followers and things like that? So I feel like this person could be quite the poser in a lot of ways. And something about like Christmas, they could be known for being very generous during any type of celebration of the Christmas season. But I also feel like in order for them to be, I heard jealous. I almost said jealous. In order for them to be generous, they have to be upheld. They have to be pedestaled. They have to be lifted up. So something about ego going on right here. I'm like, Grisel, don't say that. Okay, I'm not going to say that. Moving on. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to point out this beautiful bracelet right here. My friend Michelle made that. She is a patient of ours. And so if you're watching, I don't think this particular video would be of interest. But if you are, thank you so much. I love my moss agate everything. So I appreciate that. But pile number 2, this person definitely, I feel like, has an ego problem. They look down on other people. They have no qualms about making other people feel bad about themselves as long as they themselves are elevated. The Four of Coins, yeah, I feel like they can hold on so they can seem generous, but really, maybe this person got all the, it reminds me of, okay, places that I've worked at where they've been given gifts and things like that from companies because we buy frames. I'm not talking about my current place of employment. So if y'all know me, calm down. But I'm going to say that, companies get a lot of swag to carry their product and things like that. And it reminds me of companies that they put on the Christmas party that at the end of the year they write off, which is fine. It's business. And then all the swag that they've collected throughout the entire year, and maybe then some, they kind of divvy it and give it to employees, and they're like, here, this is for you, and we're generous. And so it kind of gives me that kind of a vibe. It's like, well, it really was just items meant for, staff and things like that to begin with. I don't know. It just kind of, something about it rubs me. It's like, well, look at me, and I dress the nines, and I have all these things, and I'm posing for a picture for my IG account or TikTok while everybody else is like begging because they know I have a ton of money, and I will give it, but only when it's in front of the camera. So pile number 2, this person could have that characteristic, and I don't like it. And even starting with the image of this person basks in other people's energy, it doesn't feel good. They have the Four of Coins right here. I feel like they could be quite withdrawn when it comes to like how they're really feeling, how they're really loving, who they're really loving. Even the Crab right here is like, what? You want a piece of me? So this person could be building like sand castles, castles in the sand, that kind of a thing. It reminds me of somebody on the inside being still kind of young or not mature emotionally, and they're still building sandcastles, but they won't really be open about what they're doing, what their dream is, or their tender side, their real side. They want just the ego to be out in everybody's face, pretty much. Yeah. So pile number 2, Not them missing you, and not that we care. But check this out. So we have somebody standing at the door. Is that a trumpet? I don't know what that is. Saxophone? No, trumpet maybe. Anyways, he is playing this instrument, and it's bringing about a whole bunch of blooms and flowers. And yet we have like excess going on here, and this guy's like, get it, girl. Because he's thinking he gonna get it like later, that kind of a thing. Then we have it's a jackrabbit, I would think. Yeah, so we have a lot going on. We have kind of like a little bit of chaos, oh, there's a drink spilled back here. So I feel like this person could be a little bit careless on what they do. They can enjoy loud music. They can enjoy a lot of parties. I feel like they could be into self-medicating. Now, been there, done that. It's not like I'm a freaking saint, and I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that that's where they are in this stage in life. Whenever it is that you're peaking, these readings are meant to be timeless, so whenever it is you're viewing is fine. With the judgment card right here, I do feel, pile number 2, that you would have formed a judgment, and I feel like you formed a judgment with sensibility, and that you have formed a judgment against this person, okay? Because even she appears to be walking away. She's like, I'm out of here. I see all the chaos that's going on, and nothing is going to, nothing good happens after 10 or 11, whatever people say, right? Where the devil comes out to play. Even they talk about like Hollywood parties and things like that. Like nothing is good. The after party, don't stay for that. Some people just take off knowing that there are measures of like chaos and things like that planned. So you could be one of those. Currently, obviously, once upon a time, you vibed with this person. Now, I'm looking at the seagull right here, and I feel like they have a lot of chaos around them, a lot of noise. And they try to mask it with maybe alcohol, drugs, or maybe a lot of like sexual encounters and things like that. They could have a lot of children, because they could be, to me, that's like abundance as well as having like kids and things like that. And a lot of flowers, they could bring home a lot of flowers just to kind of make up, or out of guilt, or I don't know what the flower thing is. Maybe they're gardening. But I feel like a peek into their life right now doesn't look all that great, because they're really posing. They are actually vulnerable on the inside. They have, just like Cancer, the hard exterior shell, where they're like, hey, if you look at me sideways, I'm going to actually walk sideways, and I'm going to head towards my hidey hole, and don't come at me. And I feel like, yeah, we've all been hurt and things like that. But even his hand is like a crab, right? It's kind of splayed like this. And I just feel like this person never really spoke from their emotion, from their heart, from that part of them that really felt like they can trust, or I heard be trusted. So maybe there are major trust issues, but most of all, if you feel like you cannot trust, it has a lot to do with like how you feel. Can you be trusted, kind of a thing. So this may or may not apply. Once again, I feel like this is taking an inventory. I feel like this person doesn't want to take inventory of what they've done in the past. They continue. I heard congruent. And it can be congruent, like cycles and patterns that they are doing, that they are failing to observe, that they are willfully neglecting that part of the observation. Like, oh, wow, I've done this before. Oh, wow, this is something that, I've carried from my past. I continue doing this MBS and expecting a whole different result. But the reality is that there's so much chaos going around that they like the noise. They wouldn't know what to do with the quiet. And that's part of why you frighten them, by the way. I feel like there's an element of they fear you here. Pile number 2, if you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. That's what's up. Look, the 8 of Cups. We have somebody walking away the same way that we have somebody walking away. I feel ultimately, whether this person iced you out, ghosted you, moved on, or whatever transpired, I feel like you walked away. And the reason why I say that is it doesn't matter their behavior. You turned around and you had to put one foot forward in front of the other, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't feel like it was easy for you, pile number 2. And my heart goes out to you, because I've definitely had relationships like this where it's like I knew I had to move on. I didn't have a choice. I wasn't given a choice. And yet I kept looking back, like maybe, or being hopeful, or in retrospect, like, I wonder if this phase will burn out and things will work out between you and I, whatever that looked like, back then. But I do feel like you kind of continue casting wistful glances in the back to see if that has changed or transpired. And pile number 2, I'm going to say, unfortunately, that's not the case. But I'm going to also say that your presence, your lack of presence, does not go unnoticed. I feel like this person is, again, we talked about chaos. There are a ton of dishes that need to be taken care of. We got the iron right here. It's like everything is set up and everybody's moving about That's the feeling that we get. Time is running out on them. The full moon is impregnated and it's leaving a whole different vibe into their home. So the party's over. There's suds all in the kitchen sink, but things need to be tidied up and cleaned up. And it makes me feel like this person needs to clean up a lot of messes that they have made in the midst of trying to run away from their emotions specifically and run away from their behavioral choices and patterns. Okay. So I'm looking at the moon right here, and I feel like everything is being illuminated on the outside, but they feel kind of scared about that. You know, it's the same thing that when you go into your bedroom, you're like, okay, time for bed, and you close out the lights. You don't close them, do you? Shut them down, whatever. And then you kind of look around like, wait a minute, how come that looks like a big old monster? And then you turn on the light and it's a coat rack, or, you know, everything turns into a little bit like sinistry or a little bit questionable at the bare minimum when it's dark. And I feel like it's very similar with even the full moon, because it can, you know, cast shadows on the land and make things look different, maybe elongated, maybe regular, or different type of shape. And even there appears to be like a face right here. So I'm going to say that this person wants to walk away from the situation they are currently in. That's part of running away. This person has a pattern of being a runner, and perhaps you were known as a chaser. And perhaps that's something that you have quelled, that you have really harnessed within yourself because you've experienced it many times, or realize that it is of no benefit to chase after somebody who does not want to be caught. Pile number 2, I feel like even though this appears to be like a lake or something in the staircase going down it, that kind of a thing, I feel like this person is dealing with a lot of illusions, delusions. They could be having, isn't it when you like drink way too much and you start like hallucinating and things like that? I feel like they could actually start being triggered with like psychosis and things like that. So I am not a therapist. I'm just saying what I observe. I also feel like there is a green outline on this person, okay? And they're covered in red, as you can see, by that red cloak. And I feel like what they want to do is they want to hide within the comfort of, because that is your root chakra. This is what makes me feel comfortable. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's how I earn my income. Maybe it's my home. But I feel like they're trying to move on to something that really gives them traction and gratification. And that with the green around here, I feel like this is avoiding heart chakra activation. So a glimpse into this person's life, right, is, yeah, they miss you, but, you know, not them missing you, and definitely not that we care, right? And it was meant to be tongue-in-cheek, this reading, so I will do different types of reads, and if you don't like them, you can always click off, no big deal. You can always look at other ones that I have posted on this channel, or check out the other 700 videos I have on the other channel. Either way, do what's good for you. Pile number 2, this person be wanting to walk away from their very own life. They want to leave it all behind. They want to leave the messes unattended to. They don't like cleaning up after themselves. They don't like acknowledging the harm that they have done. They want to feel themselves secure, even though they've made everyone around them feel insecure. Think of these images behind this one here, where this person's cutting the other person's hair, and the girl doesn't look at all confident. She looks scared. She looks upset and just kind of grossed out by the whole experience, you know? And so they don't care right now how other people feel. It's all about their emotions and their feelings, even though they're trying to stifle and hide them. So not them missing you, and not that we care. Pile number 2, the Knight of Swords. This person wants to come back, I'm going to say, and they want to kind of like willy-nilly just dump a bunch of words on you. Word vomit, that kind of a thing. With all the stormy clouds behind, they want to kind of part the clouds with some clarity. Maybe they're like, oh, I haven't given you clarity. You want some clarity? But look, this is the attitude you're going to get. And also somebody who's going to postulate. They're like, look, I'm a king. I'm so much better than. No, sucker, you're simply a knight. You're a Knight of Swords. At that, you're missing the very tip of that sword, which tells me that you have some information, but not enough to provide like a cohesive statement, and you're rushing into things. And that is never a good thing. And that's very typical of this person's behavior. Pile number 2, not them missing you and being up at night, all stressed out, having regrets. With her white hair, I'm going to say that this has been a period of time where it's like an older case of the ex, or an older case of somebody that you miss, that kind of a thing. I feel like it's like a dualistic, I miss you, you miss me kind of a thing. But I feel like you're in your right mind. And this person I feel like they're really trying to overcome all of the pain that they've caused. They have a lot of anxiety. They're not sleeping well. We'll see what else we get right here. Oh, the Hermit. So this person could be a Virgo. I heard Scorpio. And this person is cloaked. So this person, with all the cloaking going on right here, they want to be seen as somebody who's reckless, who's brave, who's like brash even. And it's like the devil may dare kind of a thing. They also want to be elevated and be seen as somebody who, hey, I'm a giver. I really can take care of other people. I am generous. I have a great heart. But also, I feel like they shroud themselves with a red cloak and now the gray cloak. The gray coke. Anyways, I feel like this person wants to go within, and they are indeed going within, and they could be even actually spying and looking at you on like, it looks like a laptop to me. But always to the left is a little bit of a nod towards the past. And again, actually her white hair is echoed right here. So definitely some years have passed. This isn't like a last week or a last month kind of a thing. Some time has passed, and this person wants to keep their foot grounded in reality in the present, meaning they don't want to take a complete hermit journey. They don't want to look and really investigate what is causing them to act out like that. Why are they wilding? Why are they happy with causing other people chaos in their lives and keeping them like spinning, almost keeping them on their toes? Well, pile number 2, it's because they themselves are on their toes. They want to keep up that facade. They want to keep that momentum because it really helps them not to feel this anxiety, and it helps them not to have to go within. And what they fail to realize is that going within the dark, she has a star right here. She already has the guidance, and she has purpose in order to really go there deep, whether it's with a therapist. I feel like this person needs therapy, or with a trusted friend, or maybe a great book that can lead you and help you along the way. But they need to go and do, a journey of just one, and go and find out what it is that they're all about, so they can actually come back into light and bring back things that they really love from the past that they've abandoned. And I feel like some of these things could be like honesty and loyalty and authenticity and being who they really are without the fear of judgment. And I feel like part of that also is that they feel judgment or persecution or attacks from people that they surround themselves with, while continue making bad choices, right? That's partially why this ain't working out for you guys. Pile number 2. Let's see what else we have going on here. What? We have the tower. What is that? Is that the Tower? I feel like it's the Tower, but it could be. And this is in a whole different, like, I don't know. I don't read that. But whatever this is, it's feeling like an official building, that kind of a thing. And it's a club. Well, let's see. So we have the 2 of Diamonds. Yeah, so this person could be like really juggling, trying to escape a tower moment. But even if this was like a king or somebody who is all fiery, this makes me feel like things are bubbling under the surface. Things are bubbling under the surface, even malignant things that they have like tried to really quench and shove down into a little tiny square so they never have to look at it again. And that's called accountability. That's called revising your life. That's called looking at the consequences of what you've done and really taking ownership. And they don't want to do any of that. And they continue the hustle and the movement and the sidestepping. But make no mistake, pile number 2, this person's day has arrived where they can no longer run. And mostly everything is going to catch up to them. They're in the midst of that currently. And we don't wish anyone well. At least I feel like it's not a good thing. I mean, bad. We don't wish anyone ill is what I meant. Look at me giving myself away. We don't wish anyone well. Anyways, we don't wish anyone ill. I just, I feel like this is all about a channel that we want to send healing to, including us. And hopefully that as we learn and we grow and we change, that we help send love out to the world, into the universe. We don't have to be present in people's lives to watch their downfalls and to watch their lessons take and unfold and to watch their karma. Like some of those readings out there, like, what's their karma for hurting me? Listen, pile number 2, it ain't our business. I'm just going to say that, because we have our own stuff to deal with on our own plate. So just rest assured that this person is getting their due justice. They will have to put forth their due diligence in order to break these cycles, in order to heal. And that is the purpose of it. It isn't to hurt, to harm, to bend somebody and cry uncle. I was even looking at this crab, and it's like, how you snap a couple of legs and they regenerate, they regrow, and then eventually they molt and they come out with a new show. I feel like that's what this person needs to do eventually. And it's a slow process. It's a process that probably all of us escape, because with tower moments, it could feel scary, spooky, and none of us want to go through it. But I feel like, you know what? It's going to work out for them for the best. They're going to be able to face themselves in the mirror and once again feel proud of who they are, even if they are, quote, just a child. Are we not supposed to be like innocent and grateful for what we have and have dreams as well? I feel like that's even the best case scenario. So that's my take on it. I hope that you guys are doing super well. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Griselle with Untitled Tarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3, you chose this image on the right side of your screen. And the messages I downloaded yesterday from that picture was that the background is devoid of all color. This person could be living in a colorless world. Nothing excites them anymore. They feel, to me, angry. They feel temperamental. They feel bound and gagged by obligations. I feel like this person often makes disappearing acts like, don't question me, that kind of a thing. This person's angry with themselves because they ruin everything. They have a lot of self-pity going on, but they mask that with a front of being angry, and nobody can approach that. And that's what it's designed to do. It's something camouflaging or a barrier so that everybody stops, drops, and rolls right when they get that scathing look from them. So not them missing you. Not that we care. Pile number 3, we have the 3 of Blades. Well, cry me a river here. So we have a lot of, I'm sorry, I don't know if I've ever noticed this before. Look at the cat behind her. So, okay, she is, doing her sewing thing, and I like sewing. I'm not very good at it, but here we are. And I'm going to say, this talks about like the 3 blades, the 3 of swords this is heartache. This is heartbreak. This is needing to recuperate, to heal, to mend. This could be health-wise, but this could be 3 distinct things that really serve to brutalize and hurt this person. Now, I'm going to say right here that we have this bird flying, and the cat is very interested. And while I'm not meaning to totally laugh, but my first impression was, now that they're crying now when they caused you so harm. And they've caused you a lot of harm. This person had like a fat cat. That's what it looks like to me. Looking and you with a bird, and they're like, oh man, I can't wait to attack that bird. I can't wait to like rip it apart and tear up the feathers. And maybe perhaps there was something about this person wanting to take your freedom. Maybe perhaps this person wanted to project an image that all was well, that there was an incredibly unified front between the 2 of you once upon a time, and that everything was mendable. But it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people question that. I feel like instead of, making things like they were going to help you mend your life or your heart or heal together, because everybody has wounds to heal, right? We're human. I feel like they just caused more heartache, and other people around them kind of questioned their demeanor, kind of like, what do you mean you're a healer? What do you mean you're going to fix it? Yeah, look. Pile number 3, not them missing you, and not that we care, but here we are. So I'm going to say that they have a blank slate. They haven't really even told their intentionality to Spirit, which, by the way, we're having the 8/8 portal coming up right here in a couple of days. I've thought about doing a reading for that, but I've been really kind of tired burning the candle at 3 ends, and so I'm tempering my output a little bit. But I'm going to say right here, this person has not written any intentions. It's kind of whitewashed. It's like, well, I don't know what I like. Even her look looks a little bit kind of crazy in this instant, and I don't know why. It looks a little bit like delusional, like what should I draw or paint or write? I have no idea. They literally have no idea. It's interesting that she is wearing what appears to be like a purse. I don't see any more. Not like a paint bag, it could be, but I feel like this person's always on the move, and they don't pause enough. Yes, they want their freedom, they love their freedom, they're always on the move, they're trying to gain a higher perspective of things, maybe even perhaps of you as well. And while you could be reminiscing a little bit or looking on or trying to gain I guess, a good idea about what they're about, or what is it that they're growing. This looks like there should be crop in the background and things like that. I feel like they're on the move. They're ready. They're like, oh, I need to get an aerial view of what my hands are doing currently. And they're like, oh, no, let's just kind of ride the horse. Oh, no, we're just going to stop by and maybe start to paint something. What are we going to write? I have no idea. And this person could have like severe ADD, ADHD. I don't know, and I don't hate on any of that. I'm going to say that with the Ace of Wands, they really have a lot of different passions. We're going to call it passion, right? Because that's what the Ace of Wands signifies a lot of times. But they're unable to nail any one thing down, to commit to any one thing. I mean, put your person, if you're going to be painting or setting intentions or getting an aerial view of things or channeling from the other side or doing something productive, sit for a while, sit for a minute. You know, I feel like they're also taking their cue from everybody else. And it's almost like putting your finger in the soup. Is it temperature warm? Is it warming up? Is it getting hot? Is it soup yet? Is it edible? Are the veggies cooked? Well, continue putting your feet in the soup. Oh my gosh. Is that when I need to really end my readings? Because I'm getting tired. And I'm going to say, continue putting your finger in the soup, and you're going to, you know, your finger is going to wind up something to be devoured later if you're not careful. So, pile number 3. Also, if you're liking this kind of readings, I do have another channel. My first channel is called PsychicMD, where I have over 700 videos for your viewing pleasure. Also, I have giveaways on both channels. Just check out the community tabs. Yeah, so there I said it. We have the Six of Cups right here. I feel like this person could be really reminiscing. And yes, they could be like enjoying their life and things like that. But I feel almost like she looks like her ear is bent listening to some inner dialogue. And I feel like all of these children right here just being present, enjoying the moment. Even the dog's like, hey, moment me. Where is my tea? Where is my treat? That kind of a thing. And everybody is having fun. But this person is a little bit like, I wonder when I was little. And I remember how things were just fun and innocent, and I could be in the moment and the present. And I feel like that's when their mind escapes them. And that's when the sun does come up to shine and give them a better view, because they're actually listening on the inside. But it's only when it gets really noisy around them, okay, that they, for a moment, for a very brief moment, kind of tune into the other side, tune into their own emotions, and tap into what it is that they're thinking. Now I'm looking at all these flags right here, and this person, I heard non-binary, but this person could also have friends or family that are part of the LGBTQI, right? And I'm feeling like even children that may be like transgender and things like that. So I don't know. But if not, I definitely feel like whatever is going on around them, they occasionally like, they enjoy the moment, but more that their switch flips over to a past that included you once upon a time. And it could be, yeah, I wonder if it would be, what would be a time with you and having the same scenario, but with you in the picture, that kind of a thing. So I don't know about what's going on right here. They've got some fences. They have got some windows right here that feel a little bit haunted. This person could feel a little bit haunted. Pile number 3, what is going on? Queen of Blades. They want to get perspective. They want to get clarity. They could even be going to the doctor. That's interesting. They could even be going to get like a health checkup and things like that. And here we have another bird that appears to be on the other side, almost like level with her head, right? And I feel like this is trying to peer in. And I think that if they talk about the eyes of the windows to the soul, this bird appears to be peering inward, trying to peer at the window of the soul. And I feel like when they look, they're trying to figure out like what they've graduated from, you know, but this person, Queen of Blades, appears to be a little bit like bossy, a little bit angry. Whenever you point the finger, 3 of them are pointing at yourself. And this makes me think about like cheaters, how when people are cheating and things like that, and they just can't be open to say, you know, this isn't really all that, and I just want something fun, and I'm going to be doing my thing. Are you okay with that? If you're not okay, we'll end it now. That kind of a thing. They can't be a grown-up, essentially. This, to me, feels like, you know, pointing, but you have 3 fingers pointing back at you. Like, you're to blame, that kind of a thing, when they're causing chaos and trouble, and they can't settle down. They can't really focus. And Furthermore, they can't be upfront and honest. Now, for some reason, this is also telling me maybe they've had testing and things like that, their blood drawn, because this is, you know, everything going under a microscope, or they themselves could be under a spiritual microscope, undergoing some kind of scrutiny to see, okay, well, have you dealt with your own heartache, and how hard is it going to be for you to deal with it if you haven't really unpacked the baggage that you have left behind, or you've tried to run away from, that kind of a thing. Also, there is a knife in this doctor's, I heard heart, but hand is what I meant to say. And so this person could be a survivor of like breast cancer. Even men can get breast, but we're reading for male, female. It doesn't make a difference. Everybody can. Did I say men can get breast? I meant breast cancer. So sorry, you guys. I've had a full shift and I've been awake super early, so my brain. But I'm going to say pile number 3, something's going on with a lot of scrutiny. And if they are undergoing a lot of testing, there could be a lot of blame. And I feel like this person could be married or like in an established relationship with another person, with all the children present here. And I feel like this could even indicate, I think I've gotten STDs for a couple of other readings that I've done. I think it was pile number 3, but I won't swear to it. So occasionally this does come up, but I feel like this is almost like, no, you gave it to that person. No, you did, that kind of a thing. And so there's something about a blame game, whether it's having extracurricular sex with other people, or in fact, if they are passing along a disease and they're not telling other people, other partners about it, being open, being mature about it. I don't know what's going on here, but you're going to want to be really, really careful if you mess with this person. Also with the computer, like half in the frame, not even half, it's like what, a fourth? With the computer being a fourth in the frame, well, how are you going to access Google? Hopefully Dogpile or something else that you're using to research with just a tiny bit of it. And it's like you have only a sliver of information at your disposal, or that is the only fraction that you're able to see. They're not really sharing what's going on. In fact, this person is not even in the picture, okay? And I feel like whatever is going on, it is long lasting. You definitely want to be careful if you're having smexy time with this person, or if they come back or something like that. You definitely want to be very careful, because I feel like that could be a really bad situation. Also, things are being documented. So y'all know that, you know, medical professions and things like that, they're going to document all of that. But I feel like there's some things that you just don't know. That's really interesting. So pile number 3, not them missing you and not that we care. What's going on here? What? The moon. This person is incredibly deceptive. They deceive themselves. They try to deceive themselves. They blame other people for what they're doing. You know, with the 3 fingers pointing at themselves, they know damn well that they're the cause of the problem. Yeah, and I feel like this person has, I don't even know what that would be called. What is she? This person coming out of the lagoon, this monster, this creature. Well, regardless, with the quintessential moon, the traditional, it's the dog and the wolf. And when the moon lights up the sky, it's really difficult to tell. Is that a coyote? Is that a dog? Is that a wolf? We don't know. They look very similar, you know, and you're probably not going to know until you get really up close. And do you want to even take that chance? This moon appears to be kind of angry, and I feel like this person could be emotional. Has a lot to do with like emotions going on right here. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. I don't know what's going on. And also 2 people in the butt, but masking. So 2 people know what's going on for sure. Could be their partner and them, but they're like blaming each other, and they both have secrets from each other. It seems to be kind of a horrible situation, to be honest. Then we have this that's matching this like creature in the ocean, or whatever this pool of water thing is, lake. And I feel like, you know, there's a lot of things to travel and navigate between them. And it seems like things are growing, and that could be the facade of, oh, we're having good times. And, you know, undoubtedly they can have good times too. But I also feel like there's some serious issues. If this person is partnered, boy, things are not going so well, or things are about to be revealed within, I would say, the next full moon. Okay. And then we have this yellow road right here, travel and navigating right into that like cave. Okay, so I feel like this is about self-esteem, about confidence and things like that. And both faces seem to be, that's more orangey, but yellow right here. And this sacral chakra would be the color orange, right? Maybe one person is more talking about like sensuality and sexuality, and I want all the flavors. And this other one's like, I like the attention because it gives me self-confidence, it gives me a boost. So I feel like there are issues in both camps right here that we are actually kind of eavesdropping or taking a peek at, right? And there's just continual heartbreak around them. None of these are good. So I won't be doing a ton of these readings, by the way, here. The Eight of Wands right here, they want fast and quick communication. Not that missing you and not that we care, but I feel like they want to come back. They want to escape. They want to escape this creature that's going to drag them down and say, you know what, you better tell the truth. Even the moon is disappointed in you. The moon is affiliated with, yeah, intuition and things like that, but it's affiliated with let's hide things. Things that are being, I heard captive, so it could be secrets that are being held captive. Hopefully not a person. This person wants to ride their motorcycle. And again, they are fully, I mean, they, you know, and good for them wearing, you know, their protective gear on the road. But this appears to me a little bit like I'm hiding, and I'm always hiding. And this person's not even in the picture right here. I don't know. A lot of clouds. I feel like they can struggle with brain fog. They have a desire. For like the Blue Lagoon, that could mean something to someone, by the way, like Brooke Shields, or somebody in their world can be named Brooke, or their person could be named Brooke, or your name could be Brooke, something like that. They could live in the Bay Area. This reminds me like the Golden Gate, that kind of a thing. But again, with the confidence, I feel like the Three of Cups being overturned like that is talking about, and right now, 15:06 on the clock, as we're speaking right here, and I'm talking about like a lot of emotion, a lot of water that nobody wants to face, and there are issues, big issues. And she even appears to be in mourning. This person that is wearing some kind of a coat, right, with big old boots to go with it, and they're mourning a time that has passed when things were easy, when it was like the drinks are flowing and the girls are popping or the guys are popping, and it's all like fun and games until it wasn't, right? And so I feel like we're getting a glimpse into their life where things are not going so well. They have a bridge and they've crossed many bridges, and now they're even saying it's water under the bridge. And now their world, once again, what I tell you, their world, that background is devoid of color. And maybe this can indicate actually a health issue that is even, I mean, we're already talking serious things, but this could be a life or death situation. We don't know, right, with the skeleton being present here. And everything's being quite ominous, but everybody's pointing fingers. And this person in the morning can be like, wow, you know, I've lost my true, all the good times, but they're failing to see that they can have like a friendship, a cohesiveness, and something that will keep them going during the tough times as well. They're not looking towards anything optimistic right now. And I mean, you know, when you have hard news, it's natural to go into the, oh my goodness, and freak out and kind of ruminate and have to digest the information being given. So I don't take that away from them at all. But I definitely feel like this person is notorious for, like, you know, blame shifting, pointing the finger, and self-pity. So that's a problem. And this person's like, well, I just ruin everything. Well, then stop doing it. Okay. So pile number 3, what do we have for thee? We have the Three of Spades, right? This is a waiting game. This is a waiting game. This is about gleaning and gleaning knowledge and wisdom, and maybe reading some kind of report that the doctor's given them. And look right here. This is like despair. This is like, I'm sorry. The couple looks like they're married or something like that with the Seven of Swords. And it's like, I do what I want. I get like always the Sopranos. I get Tony Soprano's vibes. I used to love him from this. Maybe that person's name was Tony or something like that. And there could be like buildings in the back, and you could, you know, occasionally reminisce about the buildings that once upon a time you had built. But I also feel like, you know, there's somebody definitely in despair and they're both not happy. And it could be really like a life or death kind of a thing. It could be, you know, an illness that you're sentenced to for the rest of your life kind of a thing. And somebody is freaking the F out over it. Pile number 3, if you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Open to suggestions. I'm really grateful for the ones I've received, and I'm going to be working those in here pretty soon. Pile number 3, not that I'm missing you, and not that we care. But we can see that they are juggling. What are they juggling? The Queen of Cups. They're juggling their emotions. They're juggling, and they're back and forth. They're trying to gain a balance. But when you juggle, it is very difficult to balance. You could be a plate spinner. You could work in the circus. You can whatever. You could be even one of the bears on the skateboards. I don't know, or walking on top of the ball, things like that. But in the end, it's very difficult to navigate. It's difficult to continue doing. And I feel like once upon a time, this person was able to juggle swiftly and skillfully. But the thing is, you can only do that for so long. That's why they call it a performance. And that's why the curtains eventually fall. The performance ends and it is time to face real life once again. So this person is going to have a hard reset by spirit, I feel, by gaining some balance. They could be a Libra. They could have, I don't know, sun, Libra, sun or moon. Maybe that's what that means right here. With the Queen of Cups, I feel like they're deeply intuitive, and so are you. They could also be somebody to give you the coy shoulder as well as the cold shoulder. So you never know if they're going to give you like the coy shoulder, like, hey, come hither and remember me, pile number 3, this is what's up. Or they could be like, you know, I could care one whit about you. So this person is very conflicted, again, appearing very immature, and I think they have really big things going on. I would be like, stay away, run away, pile number 3. That's what I have for you. Much, much love to you. I hope that you're doing super well. Until next time, namaste.